Duckman here again at Cambridge Oval. Still, I'm keeping people in the cold. I feel bad about it. So the cold doesn't bother me too much. Might bother this next guy though. The head coach and involved with the AFL as well in Sydney, Ash Moeller, is the head coach here of the Women's Premier Division side. Ash, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it tonight.
Welcome. Good to have a chat here at the home ground. It's a beautiful night, except the freezing cold wind. I can't believe you're not wearing a jumper.
Yeah. So yeah, the wind. I don't know. I'm one of these special people. Trust me. So the wind's kicking around a little bit here. Must have been a little bit of tough going. You had a big win here tonight against Southern Power, but does the wind really affect the girls when they're out on the field playing?
The wind? Yeah, it does. It's because you obviously got to drop the ball from your hand to your foot. The wind can impact it in that time, and it sort of dictates where a lot of the play happens, and it's generally towards the boundary line. So sort of limited in terms of the way you can move the ball and hit target. So it was challenging.
So does that change your gameplay, how you need to play as well? Like if it gets because it's quite windy tonight, obviously you have to change strategy a little bit, how you manage it?
Yeah, we certainly did. So for the first half we sort of struggled a little more tonight. So the second half we changed to using our hands a little bit more to try and run with the ball, which allowed us to score a fair few more points in the second half and open up the ground a little bit more. So yeah, certainly did.
Yeah. So you got a very good side. They're leading the Women's Premier Division competition. So how strong is the Women's AFL competition in Sydney overall? Because I didn't know too much about it before I started speaking to Caitlin, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's coming along, and there's obviously the women's game's grown over the last 6 or 7 years with AFLW, so there's the opportunity to forge almost a full-time career or a permanent part-time career in AFLW. So it's exciting, and particularly in Sydney, the game's progressing over the last couple of years, and it's actually a quite even competition at the top end of the table in Women's Premier Division at the moment. The top 4 sides are all could probably go either way with results, which is a good thing for the competition.
Oh, that's what absolutely what you want. You want the competition to be tight so that it can go anyway. You don't want to have blowouts like what had in the EPL and English Premier League soccer a few times. That's not good for the competition at all. So you work in AFL development as well. So you are a development officer for the AFL. How big's the region you need to look after?
Yeah, so I'm participation manager for Sydney Harbour. So pretty much my whole region is basically along the North Shore, so anywhere from Hornsby through the North Shore, along the northern beaches, then through the city, inner west, and then down to Sutherland. So we've got 27 junior clubs, which effectively I'm responsible for the growth within those junior clubs, and then I've got teams that go out and deliver school programs to be able to try and recruit kids to those clubs. So yeah, pretty big and important part of Sydney.
Yeah. So the AFL works very proactively in the schools program too to build and give AFL a footprint and get it out there. It has an amazing reputation in the sporting landscape, which must help you like to no end as well.
Yeah, no, it does. And we back the program. We know we've got a pretty good product to run, and all in all, Auskick is our main focus within trying to recruit kids and get kids in to try the game. We know it's a tester product, so there's always that challenge in being able to retain kids from year to year. But we back our product to be one of the best offers out there, and when kids come, we back ourselves to that they're going to stay and enjoy the game and become lifelong supporters of the AFL.
Yeah, so that's what I noticed with the AFL, because I've been involved in soccer for a long time, rugby union as well. Rugby union, I have to say, for a little bit fractured the relationship with the Australian public at the moment, because there's a perception that it's for rich people and all that sort of stuff. So AFL don't seem to have those barriers at all. Soccer has its own barriers. Rugby league has its own barriers as well. But obviously AFL does have some, but don't see it in Sydney what it is. At the moment, it just seems to be like booming and growing all over the place. And the school footprint's getting bigger. That will make your job a lot more of a challenge, because you've got a bigger footprint to cover then too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, it does. And like we took a little bit of a hit through COVID, as I'm sure most businesses and sports did. But we're sort of starting to regroup now, and there was a time probably in 2021 and 2022 where the schools were reluctant to have us in, and there were a lot more policies around going back into schools. But now 2023 has been a big change in that, and the difference in numbers of kids that we're seeing within school programs is significantly higher than it has been, and we're getting back on the growth chart. And we back our ability to get kids across to And our end goal is to have them obviously playing at the local club, but then become members and fans and go and watch games of AFL, watch the Swans and Giants, and actually go to the stadium, enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah. Now, GWS Giants, they had their first season in the AFLW competition last year. Tough year for them, but they did get a couple of wins.
Swans.
Swans first year, yeah. Yep. So, how do they build from that? Because obviously everyone's got to get a starting point somewhere. So and just need numbers development at this level. This is the level where it's at, and they're going to filter through. Do the same things happen with draft and concessions with players in the AFLW like what happens to the AFL?
Similar, like the AFLW is still, because it's not completely full time yet, they've still got to nominate where they want to be drafted. So there's still state-based drafts. So it's not like the best 20 players all go where the lowest ranked club was or in the pick order. It's you nominate based on what state you want to play in. So girls aren't moving for full-time work or moving interstate just to play footy when it's not a full-time job. So it is. It's a great opportunity for girls, and in particular with the Swans last year, they deliberately recruited a lot of younger girls that could play together for a few years and develop together. So they'll be significantly stronger this year, and that the girls that they did recruit last year were some really good top age talent, so 18, 19-year-olds. So they'll be significantly better this year, I think, and win a few games. I don't think they'll make finals, but they'll be much more competitive than what they were last year.
So I just asked Gavin the question before. I'll ask you the same question. So do you target people, or do you look at like body types? Because I've been involved in soccer and all this as well. So people soccer got like the foot skills and ball skills would be handy. Would you be looking at like women's players like that as well, and basketball players and that sort of stuff to try to bring in if they've got open minds about it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the opportunity is there, and because AFLW is still very young in the scheme of life, I guess this is only in the eighth or ninth season of AFLW. So still get a lot of cross-code athletes coming, and even with our team here, we've got a lot of girls that have played NPL 1 and high-level basketball. We've got a couple of girls that have played W League soccer, so their skills are transferable. As soon as you've got good movement, you're fit, you're competitive, you can bring those other skills into AFL just by playing games of footy and understanding the game. That's exactly right. So and they've been at that professional level, so they know what it takes to get their body in the right place and train and develop skills. So 100% we look for cross-code athletes, because if they're willing to come and have a go and put their time in, they'll reap the rewards. Yeah.
So now I know it's very easy to like shelve players. So, and I know in rugby union they call it shelving, where clubs will get players at this level and go, don't really want to filter them on because it's pretty good being successful here. If you had good players, you'd be encouraging them to try to go to GWS Giants and the Swans, obviously.
Yeah. So we're very successful here. So we've had 8 girls that are currently on AFLW lists that played here before getting drafted, and one only 3 or 4 weeks ago, in Tegan Jermack, who's now with the Giants. So that's part of the reason, and I suppose part of my role in the AFL between 2017 and 2020 was a female talent manager for the state, which is why I was very interested to get into the female coaching side of things. And that's why I'm coaching here, is the development of skill development and helping girls reach their potential. And from here to AFLW isn't that big a step when you're willing to put in the time and you've got the skills to be able to do it. So that's our main goal here, is to get girls drafted and playing at the top level, and we've been pretty successful over the last 4 years.
So how big do you think the AFLW, like the local level, how big do you think it can get in like the New South Wales competition?
Yeah, it's I think it will never get past the 10 teams. In terms of the strength, it's still got a little bit to go. Just because a lot of the girls that play haven't grown up with the game of footy, so it's not a natural code to them. So, but with a lot of the pathway programs in juniors that we've got going and recruiting girls in, hopefully that's the whole aim, is that they play from when they're 9 to 17 and they come into senior footy and they're better footy players because they understand the game a little bit more and they've played it for 10 years. Whereas a lot of the girls we've got here there's a spitter and spatter of ones that have played for 5-6 years, but a lot of them are only second or third year of footy. So we'll get there. Yeah.
So Tom Scully was in charge of New South Wales AFL for a while too, before he took over as CEO, or whatever his role is at the Swannies at the moment. Tom Harley. Yeah. Was that helpful with the women's program as well when he was involved in that?
Yeah, no, certainly. And Tom was an AFL player during his time. So I played at Port Adelaide and then obviously captained a few grand finals and premierships at Geelong. So has that expertise, and then sort of worked at the AFL as our CEO, and it's got a great temperament and a great leadership style, and he actually helps the AFLW program. He helps them out once or twice a week with their training, and just loves being involved. So it's he's a great role model for the Swans in particular. Pretty lucky.
So from a personal point of view, what would your aims and ambitions be in the future? So you're only a young guy, you want to kick on, hopefully get an AFLW head coaching role or something like that?
Yeah, well, it was a mix. So last year, for the last 2 seasons of AFLW, I was the development coach at the Giants. So for their first and second year players, and unfortunately, it's not full time work. So I got an opportunity at the AFL again in a new role, which just took too much of my time. So I couldn't sort of commit to the Giants. But yeah, loved my year there. Last year working with the younger girls on their development. So I mean, when it becomes full time, and it could potentially be an option for me, but I sort of enjoy this as my sort of side gig at the moment, on top of work, because I enjoy coaching. So good spot to be.
You get a lot out. I can see you love it. Your face is brimming with your smile. You're happy. Like, the vibe here is fantastic. So I haven't been out a club AFL game at this level for a little while, because I'm just busy with my finger in the pie of 10,000 other sports. But it's just great to see the men were supporting the women's. Women's hanging around. People are here chatting to me about it's cold, and I can see that they're cold, and I really appreciate the hospitality, even just coming down here having a chat tonight. So I wish you all the best for the season, and hope to see some more girls kick on. Hopefully you get the kick on, and hope you'll get a full-time role or something with AFLW in the future.
No, fingers crossed. No, thanks for coming out tonight. Hope you enjoyed it.
Absolutely have, completely. Thanks for your time, and I'll chat to you again. There you go, everybody, as Ashy is the development manager and head coach here at East Coast Eagles. I'm going to get going now. Keep on ducking, everyone. This will be going on Duckman TV shortly, so I'll chat to you all again soon.